Welcome back to our first playthrough of Anno 117 on Dire Strats Gaming. I'm Tater, your host, and when we left off on the last episode, we had created our very first Tier 3 workforce, the Equites. They are ready to work for us, and we are ready to put them to work because they are probably the most, in my opinion, the most important population tier so far in Anno 117, and the main reason is that they control access to some concrete, and you are going to need so much concrete, it is ridiculous. We are going to get them to work on that nearly right away. We have a few small things to clean up. Now that we have accessed our Tier 3 workforce, we have the ability to switch between provinces. We're not going to do that. As soon as we go look at Albion, then our rivals are going to start in Albion. Everything is going to start in Albion as soon as we go over there and look at it. So for now, we're not even going to click on this. We're just going to get rid of that so we can get rid of the tooltip. And we're going to continue with our work here in Latium. So without further ado, one thing I do want to look at before we keep going is our research. We queued up a bunch of research before. It's all very important, but nothing is more important than this one. We need to create 5 tons of concrete first, and then we'll be able to unlock paved roads. We're going to get on that soon. The first thing we're going to do, though, is load up these 2 units of archers. Is this our flagship? You know what? We're going to change the skin on our flagship so we can make it a little easier to see. There's like a golden one, I believe, we can use. Silver is helpful. Moss for Albion. There it is, the golden star. That makes it very hard for us to mistake it for anything else. Alright, so archers, get onto the flagship. We are going to take you over to Diana, and Diana is going to appreciate our help in getting some forces to the Empress. Look at this. Queso is starting to incur a little bit on our territory. We may want to think about teaching him a lesson very soon. That's on the way to Diana. Do we want either of these military ships just to beef up a little bit against the pirates? Because I think right now, though our flagship is extremely formidable, we just have our initial triremes. Some of these Penteconters are actually pretty useful because they're very fast and they're cheap. They don't take a ton of workforce to operate. I think he has 5 ships. If you were to bring it all to bear against us, we might be in just a little bit of trouble. I'm going to go ahead and buy one of these. And we're also going to check and see if she happens to have a decent captain for it.
In the capital.
One captain available, only has ship catapult range. Okay, it has ship scorpion range, and this ship does have a scorpion, and with it being a fast ship, that's worth the very low price of 2750 denarii. We're going to take it.
See? I can be a merchant.
So I want any of our other stock before I go home. You know, we can go ahead and take what she's got on the wine front. We're going to produce our own wine very soon, but we might as well throw that into our stocks, and that's going to make our nobility very happy. Sorry, our Equites very happy in the meantime. That beefs up our military a little bit, and our flagship is on the way to deliver our archers. That's not going to take very long to get there. So where do we want to do our concrete production? We started our military... Oh, that's an oversight. Whacked you... Maybe we start our limestone right there. Or do I want... Because I'm gonna want 2 mines dedicated to limestone, because again, we're gonna want a lot of concrete. We're gonna want it fast, and once we start getting it, we're gonna constantly be depleting our supply of it. So I'm actually gonna set up another production area over here. This is going to be where we make our limestone. Do I want to go ahead? Yeah, let's take this road. head this way. This is going to be a pretty central road for our entire province. We'll go ahead and go the distance with it. Why not? It does not cost maintenance, just a very small setup fee. So we have that, and we can easily connect up by doing this. That, and that. That's going to annoy me. Let's do that a little bit better. Actually, let's go ahead, put people to work. Very good. And let's see. Our concrete production chain. Every 30 seconds we make limestone. Every 45 seconds we make silica. And every minute and 30 we make concrete. We need 3 concrete mixers then to line up with our limestone quarries, each one. So we're going to need 6 concrete mixers. We can handle that. At least we can get 3 going right now. And then very shortly we'll make the rest. So let's see. In fact, you're going to go there. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. And everything's going to dump, once it's done, into this warehouse right there. Excellent. So now we need... Right, we need sand. Sand, a little sand on the stage. If you know that reference, you're probably as old as I am. Leave it in the comments. Let me know that you understood what I just said and what movie that it came from. Fun little concrete fact. Did you know that the Romans were so advanced, we did not figure out how to make Roman concrete until basically 15 years. I think it's like 15 or 20 years ago. We finally figured out the Roman secret to making their concrete. Up until that point, we had not made concrete as strong as the Romans without using steel rebar inside of it. We now understand that the limestone in and around Italy and the unique blend of the sand that was in that area created a super strong concrete that was even pourable and would set within liquid, so you could do concrete for bridges and things like that without having to drain the water out first. So the fact that we now only are rediscovering how the Romans did their concrete in the years, 2020, or it started just after the year 2000, pretty remarkable stuff. What do you need, Ben? Let's see what we got here. Okay, we have another decision. Slandering the governor. Custodes drag another manacled... Is it manacled, monocled? I don't know. I'm going to keep seeing monocled. Young man into your presence. The citizen of Capitus was arrested in the act of defiling my name? Defiling my name in the public square. He calls me a stultus, which is an idiot, a frauditor, a liar, and a corruptor provinciarum, corrupter of the provinces. Ouch. Damn, dude. Was that really necessary? I'm definitely not an idiot. I'm certainly not a liar. I could be a corrupter of the provinces. We may buy that. All right, what do we get for these things? Okay, the main thing is what Empress Julia Augusta thinks of us. She'll give us +8 for a moderate punishment with a public beating. It's going to lower happiness again, which may stack with our previous penalty. Not 100% sure. We can make example of him and exile him for less reputation change and way worse penalties. We're not going to do that. We could spare him straight up for a happiness buff, or we can do something that has no effect. We, again, as I said earlier, reputation with the Empress is difficult to get, and the benefits of getting it are some of the best in the game. We're basically going to act how the Empress wants us to. We're going to take a prestige bump and a happiness hit with a moderate punishment, public flogging.
Consider it done, Ere.
Yeah, our happiness is back in the negative. We have 2... Is it still... Yeah. We have 2 happiness debuffs. This one will drop off in an hour and 15 minutes-ish. That'll be a good day when that happens. Right now we're struggling a little bit in several categories. That's alright, we'll make it through this. Okay. We have our limestone set up. We have 3 of our concrete mixers set up. Can we actually get all 6? Do we have enough workforce? Maybe. Maybe. I would really like to do it because that's going to make things go faster. Right, we've got 1 sand. We're going to need 2 if we do this. It's 8 per concrete mixer. We have 28 available workforce. It's honestly that important. We're going to go ahead and do it. And you guys will see why later. I mean, we're just going to constantly be out of this stuff, and this is the place where we're most equipped to produce it. It's going to be supplying most of our other islands for a long time. So I think I have created a perfect production chain here once I put in another spot for sand. Both are hooked up. Both can go to the port. I don't have an upgrade there yet. Nope. Let's see if I've done it correctly in my head. Raw materials. Yes, we're using all the limestone. We actually need an additional silica to fit the demand. We can do that. That's not a problem. And our final goods of concrete. Once we have that additional silica in place, it's all going to work out. Very good. Okay, so 1 more sand refinery right there. Very good. So pretty soon, concrete's going to start flowing in. I'm actually going to move to medium speed so it maybe starts flowing a little faster. I would love to get some of these concrete roads going and extend the range on some of our buildings so that people are a little less cranky. We have better fire protection. We have better police protection. We have better everything. Once you do that, everyone gets much happier. Our ship is ready to deliver our archers. And the Empress is once again very grateful to us. And Emperor request completed. Complete extra reputation. We're now at 29.
Well, look what the wolf dragged in.
She hasn't promoted us yet, but you see this little icon here, Governor. This icon might change tiers soon. So Tarragon's done some things to make her happy as well, but we are still in the lead. We may be the first to get our little supporter reputation here. That's going to help us out quite a bit. Anything we can do for Diana while we're here, we could bring her some olive oil for a modest sum of money. None of this money is really going to help us. And I don't think we get Emperor reputation anymore by completing... At least I haven't noticed it when I've done stuff for Diana. So we're going to bring flagship back. We may put together a war party in a minute and teach Queso the lesson of getting a little too close to our capital island. There he is, right there. May just want to make his life a little bit harder. So we're almost at 5 tons of concrete. Once we have 5 tons of concrete, we can build concrete roads. We can go ahead and start getting our aqueduct in place if we want to, but we're going to postpone that for the moment. We're going to build that as soon as we have enough surplus concrete to do it. Make no mistake. But for now, what else can we do for our tier 3 population? We can save up enough to do our theater. That's a huge boost for everything, and once we have concrete roads, it's going to be able to reach all of our city without issue. I do think, though, we want to save this area here for the bigger buildings, which will eventually be the forum and the bathhouses. I kind of think we want to put our theater up here. That way... because it doesn't have the area effect range of some of that other stuff. We can build it right now. We will do so. Yes. We may rotate that in a minute.
My cabbages.
Tarragon wants to trade with us. I absolutely would love to trade with Tarragon. What does he have at this stage of the game? In fact, we may want to see if we can... She doesn't... She's getting a little cranky because we're not trading with her. At the same time, she's not offering anything that I need at the moment. I could buy Garum from her and bring it to the capital and get rid of our Garum situation in the capital just to make her a little bit happier. May do that. What do you have, Tarragon? Yeah, you usually have some pretty useful stuff, and I think eventually he's also going to offer concrete. Again, can never get too much of the stuff. Love concrete. He's not really offering... I mean, I could take his weapons. In fact, I may take his weapons. I wouldn't mind building up a stockpile. That's another thing we haven't done yet. We haven't started ropes. We haven't started sails. These are all things we want to do in our capital so we can build our own navy. We'll need weapons for our ships. For now, maybe just to make him happy, maybe to make both of them happy, we'll start a trade loop where we bring a few things from them to the capital. Just we're spending some money with them just so we get the diplomatic bonuses. We're going to need another trade ship. And as I just said, we're not making our own trade ships yet. Let's see. First, you need to be done. You're going to go straight to the top. You're more important than the resin stuff. Then we can start making use of the concrete. Do you have a ship for sale of a decent size? No. Valeria, what's your situation?
The waters here hold great
Still
comfort for those with
just
busy
Pentacounters
lives.
for both. Ah, well. It is what it is. Guess that means we're going to have to start making our own ships soon. We're going to probably dive into that in the next episode, but we're going to go ahead and get ropes going and sails going right now, just ahead of time. Okay, so let's see. We need sheep. We need more hemp. We're maxing out our hemp. We're not quite maxing out our sheep. That means we can go ahead and start with our sails. So let's go down here and open up the seaport stuff. Sails are, yep, just sheep straight into sail makers. We don't need to maximize this production chain. Like, we don't need 3 sail makers so that we're producing them as fast as we're producing sheep. Just the trickle of 1 sail maker is going to be enough for us. That annoying. I don't want that. Goodbye. Now we can put our sail maker in. So that can get to work. In fact, yeah, put it there.
Now you make sail. May airless bag of winds help and not hinder.
Where we want to add in another hemp farm. Where are you delivering stuff to? Where is your warehouse? You have a warehouse, right? I must be... It's right next to it. Duh. Good eye there, man. Alright, so with hemp, we're going to do... Yep, 2 ropes to 1 hemp. We do want to maximize that chain, because that's a pretty slow production time. For now, we'll probably move you, but let's go ahead and get your hemp going right here. Once we put in that aqueduct, then this won't be a big concern. We can actually bulldoze some of the farms we have now. Okay, so producing the hemp up here. So want to have it done down here. I think, again, just for now, we'll just have it go straight from the hemp farm to the rope makers.
Show you the ropes when it comes to ships.
They can reach the warehouse. Excellent. Hemp goes there. Ropes come to here. That's the first step for our ship industry.
Neptune's finest. Ready.
I saw you. I saw you. There you are. Alright, later. We're gonna get you. In fact,
What could you possibly require?
if you deign to enter this strait again, you're going to be attacked. 100%. And it's going to go poorly. For you, that is. Okay. Plebians. -4. Why are the plebeians... Right. You make ropes, don't you? You do. We need more population in general, I would say. Again, we're going to have paved roads in a minute. In fact, we have them now. So we're going to put in our hotbar, and we're going to solve one of these problems really fast because we have a good amount of concrete already. That is going to be... This is all going to be concrete roads because this is a critical junction point for our city. With this, all concrete now, look how much farther that ranges just by circling that block with concrete paved roads. So another one we'll want to do is this main street north to south. We don't have enough at the moment. We will in a minute. We'll want to connect up our theater so it gets maximum range. It's already almost there thanks to just the paved roads we've already put in. And we're going to just want to do more of that. But one thing I think I will tackle now, let's go ahead. Actually, we're at 20 minutes on this episode. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here. And on the next episode, we're going to dive into wine production. That reminds me, actually, before we put a cut in, you have wine for me, yes? Excellent. Come back here real quick. Bring me my vino right now. Great. Okay, so that is actually going to boost our population within the Equites until we can get our wine set up in the next episode. So for the next episode, wine. That's priority number 1. Aqueduct. That's priority number 2. We've already got our theater. Once we do those 2 things, we may have enough Equites that unlocks togas, and that will unlock the brooks. I'm sorry, britches. Brooks. Why does it always... I think it's brooks. I'm pretty sure it's brooks. Brooks are going to have to come from Albion. We can ignore those, but as we talked about in the very first episode, having this flax and snail population on our home island is a massive advantage for tier 3 population. And as I said earlier, I think tier 3 population is the most important of all the populations. I'm going to just go quickly upgrade a few more houses so our plebeians aren't angry anymore. Everything has the workforce it needs, and this is going to be where I'll put a cut in. Next episode, like I said, we're going to cover those other things, and we're going to keep working on strengthening our capital. Once our capital has an aqueduct and has most of the needs for the tier 3 population filled or about to be filled, then we're going to make our way to Albion. So look forward to that in the next episode. We're going to keep marching on that. And again, Tater signing off for Dire Straits Gaming. Hope you all have a great night. See you later.